3 months ago, I was stuck in the worst running plateau of my life. My 5K time hadn't improved in over a year. I was constantly tired after runs, and I started questioning whether I'd ever get faster. That's when I decided to conduct the most comprehensive running app experiment ever attempted. I would test 5 of the most popular running platforms for exactly 30 days, following their training plans religiously, and measure everything. The results completely changed how I think about AI coaching, and by the end of this series, you'll never look at running apps the same way again. Here's what I committed to testing. First, Runna, the AI powered coaching app that's been dominating social media with its personalized training plans. Second, Nike Run Club with its celebrity trainer workouts and massive community features. Third, Strava Premium with its advanced analytics and segment hunting capabilities. Fourth, Garmin Coach, built directly into my watch with science-based training methodology. And finally, Sarah, a certified running coach who charges $200 per month for personalized training plans. The rules were simple but strict. Each week, I would follow one app's training plan exclusively for 7 full days. I would log every run, every rest day, every cross-training session exactly as prescribed. My Garmin watch would track every metric: pace, heart rate, cadence, ground contact time, vertical oscillation, and recovery data. I would also track subjective measures like energy levels, motivation, and how much I actually enjoyed the training process. But here's where it gets interesting. I didn't just want to know which app made me fastest. I wanted to understand the complete picture. What did each approach cost when you factor in subscription fees, required gear, and hidden expenses? How much time did setup and planning require? Which coaching philosophy actually worked for a recreational runner trying to break through a performance plateau? And most importantly, could artificial intelligence really replace human coaching expertise? The first week started with Runna, and I'll be honest, I was skeptical. The app asked me dozens of questions about my running history, goals, available training days, and current fitness level. The AI claimed it would create a personalized plan just for me, adapting based on my performance and feedback. The interface was sleek, the plan looked professional, but I couldn't shake the feeling that this was just a clever algorithm disguised as personal coaching. My first Runna workout was a tempo run with specific pace targets. The app integrated with my Garmin perfectly, providing real-time coaching cues through my headphones. When I started running too fast, the AI coach gently reminded me to slow down. When my heart rate spiked, it suggested a walking break. This level of real-time feedback immediately impressed me, but I wondered if it was just sophisticated programming or actual intelligence. The second day brought interval training, something I historically dreaded. But Runa's approach was different. Instead of just telling me to run hard for specific distances, the app explained the physiological purpose of each interval, how it would improve my lactate threshold, and why the recovery periods were precisely calculated. The AI even adjusted my target paces based on how I performed in the previous intervals. This adaptability started to feel less like following a generic plan and more like having a coach who was actually paying attention. By day 3, I noticed something unexpected. The app was teaching me about running in ways I hadn't experienced before. Each workout came with educational content explaining the science behind the training stimulus. I learned about aerobic base building, anaerobic capacity, neuromuscular power, and how different types of runs served specific physiological adaptations. This wasn't just telling me what to do, it was helping me understand why. The Runna Week also revealed some interesting insights about AI coaching methodology. The app didn't just focus on speed and distance. It incorporated strength training, mobility work, and recovery protocols. The AI seemed to understand that running performance wasn't just about logging miles, but about building a comprehensive athletic foundation. Each day included detailed warm-up and cool-down routines with video demonstrations, something I'd never paid attention to before. But the real test came on day 4, when I felt unusually tired before my scheduled long run. I marked myself as feeling low energy in the app, wondering how the AI would respond. Within minutes, Runna adjusted my workout, reducing the intensity and duration while explaining that adaptation happens during recovery, not just during hard training. This responsiveness impressed me, but I couldn't help wondering if a human coach would have made the same decision or provided different guidance. The week concluded with a recovery run that felt almost meditative. The AI coach guided me through breathing techniques and encouraged me to focus on form rather than pace. As I analyzed the week's data, I realized something significant had happened. Not only had I completed every workout as prescribed, but I'd actually learned more about running science in 7 days than I had in months of training on my own. However, the Runna experience also revealed some limitations. While the AI was excellent at providing information and adjusting workouts based on data, it couldn't read between the lines of how I was actually feeling. There were moments when I wanted to discuss my training anxiety or ask questions about race strategy that felt too complex for algorithmic responses. The app was undeniably smart, but it lacked the intuitive understanding that comes from human experience and emotional intelligence. As week one ended, I found myself genuinely excited about the remaining 3 weeks of testing. Runa had exceeded my expectations, but I couldn't help wondering how it would compare to the radically different approaches of Nike Run Club, Strava Premium, and especially my human coach, Sarah. Each platform promised to unlock my running potential, but they couldn't all be right. The data from my first week was already revealing interesting patterns. My average heart rate during easy runs had decreased slightly, suggesting improved aerobic efficiency. My cadence had become more consistent, indicating better running form. But most importantly, my motivation to train had increased significantly. Whether this was due to the novelty of the experiment or genuine coaching effectiveness remained to be seen. What I didn't expect was how much the AI coaching experience would challenge my assumptions about personalization and artificial intelligence. Rana felt more personal and responsive than any training plan I'd ever followed, yet I knew it was entirely algorithm driven. This cognitive dissonance would become a central theme throughout my 30-day experiment. Tomorrow, I would begin week two with Nike Run Club, and I was particularly curious about how celebrity trainer guidance would compare to AI coaching. Would human charisma and motivation beat algorithmic precision? Would the massive Nike community provide accountability that artificial intelligence couldn't match? The answers would surprise me in ways I never anticipated, and what I discovered about the psychological aspects of digital coaching would completely change my perspective on the future of fitness technology. But that's just the beginning of this story. What happened in week two with Nike Run Club revealed something shocking about how these apps actually work behind the scenes, and why one approach nearly led to my first running injury in years.